Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about why everybody loves Trump so much. And for me, I like him because he seems like just a normal guy. I mean, even for billionaires, he's not. You know, you look at the Jeff Bezoses and the Bill Gates and, you know, those other billionaires in there, and Mark Zuckerberg is a good example of that. They're just kind of weird, and, you know, they're almost like they're not real people, you know, or they were raised on a different planet or something. But Donald Trump, he just seems like a normal guy. I mean, he could sit down at a table in a bar and have a beer with, you know, some factory workers, some coal miners or something, and bullshit with them. That's just the way he seems to me. And as I said before a while ago, I didn't like him back when he was just like a celebrity kind of. You know, we've all known Donald Trump our whole lives through the 80s and stuff, and he was in the media a lot, and I didn't really like him back then. He had this brash kind of attitude and stuff. And now as I see him, either he's grown and changed, or that was just like a persona. I'm thinking now that maybe that was just a persona he put on for the cameras. And now that the cameras are on him so much and it's in a political arena and stuff, he's just being himself, because he doesn't seem like that same guy that I remember. Just his attitude, his personality doesn't seem like the same guy I remember back, you know, back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. So, and that could just be me, but he just seems like a regular guy to me. And his entire, the ideas he has, and his not his manner of speaking, but just some of the things he says and stuff, just, you know, reminds me of my grandpa. So he seems like an everyday guy, and that's attractive to everyday people. People like that. They don't like these weird, you know, alien kind of billionaires. Who wants that? Even Elon Musk, but Elon Musk, he's more like Trump. He's weird like the other guys, you know, in a way, but in a way he's normal too. He's weird like, you know, the geeky weird guy in class in school. He just does goofy shit. You know, you can totally see Elon Musk like collecting dead bugs and stuff, and, you know, got a dead bug collection and shit in high school, or, you know, weird shit. So Elon Musk is just a geek, but he's got to the point, you know, of success where he just says whatever the hell he wants. And if people don't like it, they can go screw themselves. So I like Elon Musk for that same reason, because he's flawed, and he just seems normal. He seems goofy and weird, but normal, because we are goofy and weird. I am, at least. So, but anyway, back to Trump. Yeah, he just reminds me of like one of my grandpas, and I'll show you this clip here. I've got a clip I saved, a compilation. And it just cracked me up so much that I wanted to share it. So check this out.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Do you understand? Bullshit. Bullshit. That's a lot of bullshit. 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 The dumbest son of a bitches in the world, all right? This son of a bitch, sleeping son of a bitch, I'll tell you. We'll get that son of a bitch out. Get that son of a bitch off the field. Son of a bitch. Hey, by the way, folks, if I ever use the F-bomb, I think I'd get the electric chair. Do you agree? Listen, you motherfuckers. Can you imagine if I used the F-bomb? It would be the electric chair, right? You're not gonna raise that. And you can tell them to go themselves. That's when I realized I was a fucking idiot. Over the next 300 fucking years, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. I would bomb the out of him. Somebody ought to sue his ass off. All right. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss Barack Obama's ass. You bet your ass up. They don't give a shit. Shit. Everything woke turns to shit.
All right, I got a kick out of that. I hope y'all did too. It cracked me up when I first saw it. But another thing I like about Trump is that he's not a hypocrite. He does what he said he's going to do. He doesn't, say one thing and then do another, which is exactly what we always get out of politicians. They'll promise us everything that, that we're asking for to earn our vote. But when they get in there, they do the exact opposite. They sell us out. They waste our taxpayer money. They just ruin our country and slowly but surely ruin our lives by taking away our freedoms, devaluing our currency, sending away our jobs overseas. It's been a march down that same road for the past 50 years. And every single one of them have done the same exact shit. Except for Trump. Like him or hate him, he does what he said he's going to do. And not everything he's doing, I agree with, but at least he's honest about it. He's doing it. Actually, the only major bone I have to pick with him is how little of the deportation I'm seeing. I wanted those numbers a lot higher. I mean, like triple, quadruple what I'm seeing. I thought the numbers were just going to be a lot higher. But instead, it seems like now that they're just going after the people who have committed crimes after their initial crime of crossing the border. They committed another crime like rape or armed robbery or whatever, assault or whatever. They committed another crime. So, which is good. You got to start somewhere, I guess. I just hope they get those numbers up. But still, he's doing what he said he was going to do. And you cannot really find fault with any of that. If he said he's going to do it and I elected him, I voted for him, and then he does it, how the hell can I, I've got no one to blame but myself. So there's that. He's not a hypocrite. And almost, I'd say 99% of the politicians, and I say left because it's both Democrat and Republican. They get your vote and then they go in there and try to make, hundreds of millions of dollars. That's their goal. Their goal isn't to make this country a better place. Their goal is to enrich themselves. Another reason I like Trump is that I haven't, except for that one thing that I don't even know if that was taken out of context or whatever. Remember the thing during his first run when the thing come out about grabbing a woman and stuff. He was on a hot mic or something and he said some stuff like that sexist remark or whatever. Now I don't know anything about that really. I heard the clip and I know what was said, but I wasn't there. I don't know in what context that was said, if he was just clowning around trying to make somebody laugh or what. It's a stupid remark. He was definitely saying it out of, just brevity, or, he was just, it was said in like a joking manner, but still, that's a bad thing to say. But when you're talking guy talk, you just say stupid shit. We all have. All guys said stupid shit that doesn't mean anything, but we're just trying to get other guys to laugh or whatever. So I kind of give him a pass on that. But other than that, I've never heard him on a hot mic like disparaging the United States of America, being anything less than patriotic. He is a patriot. And no one has ever produced a single thread of evidence to say otherwise. And if they had it, they would. These leftist deep state sons of bitches would bring that out, and that's all you'd hear on the internet. That's all you'd see on the internet for months, right? If he had said anything less than patriotic ever, and in a way that could be recorded. I mean, he could have said some shit in his bedroom or something maybe. But my point is, he's never been caught on a hot mic or any of that stuff, like disparaging the United States, which is important for your president. That's a very important quality in a president. You don't want a president that can't stand the United States. You don't want a leader of a country who can't stand their own country, or who can't stand their people. So that's another thing, and that's a negative. He's never said anything. It's something he hasn't done, but still, that's a good thing that he's never done anything like that. Nobody's ever caught him being less than patriotic. And I think that his patriotism is genuine. I really do. Just because, just the way he is, when he hugged the flag and this off the cuff, spur of the moment stuff, and it really just speaks to authenticity. So, and another thing is that he seems to genuinely care about people. He takes the time to talk to people, and which is important, because, as I've said many times, the United States of America isn't the government, it's not the deep state, it's not the military, it is the people. And I think that's another thing that makes him a great president, because he cares about the people of the United States. He wants to see us successful. He wants to see us prosperous. He wants to see us safe. And that is important. I mean, very important. You have to love the people that you are representing. You have to care about them and want the best for them. Now, anybody who believes that Barack Obama or George Bush or Bill Clinton loved the American people, you're just kidding yourself. If you think that Donald Trump is a horrible president and you don't like him, then you've got to despise the rest of them. Hell, Biden didn't even know what planet he was on. Couldn't even walk. So all these previous presidents, you cannot give all these fools a pass and then hate on Trump for actually caring and actually doing the things that the American people want him to do. And not only that, but his entire family is in the limelight. So, and again, with the hot mic thing, I've never seen or heard of one single instance of any of his family members talking badly about him or about the United States. It genuinely seems like his family loves him. They are behind him. They're supporting him running for president. They're not off doing like, remember Chelsea Clinton? She was a little girl, I think, though. But still, they've got little kids at the Trump rallies and stuff, and they're standing up talking, or at the DNC, I think it was. But all of them, his grandkids, his kids, they all love him. And it seems genuine, because like I said, they've never caught any of them offhandedly saying something different, and they're in front of cameras and stuff a lot. People are miking them and recording their texts and trying to get them, to say shit, and trying to get something for the press, trying to get something to leak, or trying to get something for some clicks. If Donald Trump Jr. said something, bad about President Trump, it would be national news. And that's never happened. Not with any of his family. Well, he had one niece, but she's just a straight up leftist. That's all just politics. But that's what I'm talking about. He had one niece, and it made national news because his niece hated him and said all kinds of crap about him. But his actual closer family, they all love him to death and support him. And that's important, I think. I think that's something that we should look at, and it speaks about who he is. And probably my main reason for liking Trump and supporting Trump is because the leftists, the deep state, the woke mob, they hate him. That's the main reason I support him, and I hope for him to be successful, is that they hate him and they don't want him to be successful, because I am against everything they do. I don't know, I haven't really seen one thing that I would support on the left. I mean, even the things that they want to do, even the good things, they've twisted and screwed up, like with the environment, right? It used to be you want to save the planet and stuff. Now they're cutting down trees and just burying them. It's even the good things they're doing they've turned into bad. And so, yeah, because those whack jobs, those thieves and criminals, those crooks, because they hate him, I like him. All right, and that's just, you get a good sheriff in town, and he's making the place safe and running off the crooks and stuff. All the crooks are going to hate him. All the crooks are going to hate him. They're going to try not to let you bring the sheriff in. That's exactly what we've seen. It's just like an old West story. And the crooks hate him. So I like him because the crooks hate him. And now with Doge, they're exposing these crooks, and I honestly hope that Kash Patel starts locking them up. I hope he goes through there and starts locking them up and making examples of these people. They need to, I would put these people in prison and put a camera on them. Yeah, and just live stream it to YouTube. They're, 5 years in prison or whatever, show it, just straight up show it. When Bubba crawls in bed with him and kisses him on the ear, yeah, run ads for that shit. Bubba's coming, next Tuesday. And yeah, I swear I would. I'd make such a prime example out of those slimy cockroaches that anyone in the future would fear doing it again. They would be too afraid to rob the American people. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. And that is the most gentle way I would handle it. Put him in prison with Bubba, because the way it should be handled, I can't really talk about on YouTube, but there would be some hemp involved and a few oak trees, but I can't really get deeply into that on YouTube. But it should be made examples of these people, and that be a deterrent for future crooks, for future fraud and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Because without any deterrence, then it's just going to happen again. You have to deter that shit. You have to set harsh examples, and then future people won't want to, because they're $400,000, whatever, $300,000 government salary. That's good enough. That's better than the alternative, Bubba or an oak tree. I'd rather take my nice fat salary and just live a good life than get greedy and and go meet Bubba. So that's where I'm at with that. And I think Trump is well on the way to doing that, but I'd honestly like to see that too. Examples. And I'll end this episode by reiterating my earlier point. Trump needs to just bump up those numbers for deportations. I mean, seriously. I mean, if they need to skyrocket, and I'll volunteer to drive a bus or whatever. I can't fly a plane, but I'll drive a bus if they need extra bus drivers or whatever to bus these people back down where they live. So, yeah, bump these deportation numbers up. That's my only real gripe about him. But other than that, he's still doing a great job. Honestly, overall, better than I honestly expected, but not quite as good as I hoped for. So, yeah, I think that's a fair and accurate portrayal of his administration so far. And I think he's doing a great job, and I support him. And we'll see. Only time will tell whether all this stuff washes out for the benefit of the American people and the people of all of Western civilization. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll leave that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate those of you who do that. Thank you very much. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X things and Gen X branded stuff. T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description as well. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.